This clip is brought to you by BattleOnline.com.
Peace, family. It's your boy Fonzie representing for BattleOnline.com, and we're definitely happy to be here in 2023. I almost said 2022 right there. I'm not used to getting this year right out. But we're glad to be joined with Big Swoll. Definitely appreciate, a great guest that we've always had. So definitely good to have him kick off the year once again. How's it going with yourself?
Amen. Amen. God bless you and your family, my brother.
And yourself, man. How's everything out that side? I trust you've been keeping well. The holidays and stuff go okay.
Holidays went great. Had a ball. Spent time with the family. We prayed up. We wish best for the world and peace to the world for all mankind.
Amen. And I mean, that sort of is a good segue, because you was telling me about an incident that had occurred out there over there in the States with a young athlete.
Yeah, last night a football player for the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football game had a heart attack on the field. And I turned to my family and I told my family, I said, he had a heart attack. And he was like, you sure? I said, yeah, he had a heart attack. I've seen that before, And, a lot of people who don't know, I had 2 heart failures, and I had my 2 heart failures in a span of, 3 to 4 hours apart from each other. I also had open heart surgery, and I'm now on the heart transplant list. And, man, when I seen that young brother collapse, man, I cried like a baby, because his life will never be the same again. I walk around with an LVAD machine on my hip 24/7. I got a cable that comes out of my stomach that goes to my heart to a machine. And every night before I go to bed, my family has to plug me into a wall, every night, and kind of mess with you mentally. And it's amazing, because a few times in the past that we've done interviews, I guess you could tell I put on a lot of muscle weight, and a lot of people say, man, you look like Swoll again. And not only the hip hop community, but the Black, white community, heart disease is killing so many people, and it has no color barrier, and it has no ethnic groups. The number 1 killer for heart disease, people don't realize, is women. More women around the world, die of heart disease than cancer or anything. And watching that young man lay on the ground, I know what it is to lay on the ground and can't breathe. I know what it is to, have your life change. When they do open heart surgery, they open your whole chest up, the whole cavity. They take things that look like shears that you cut tree limbs with, and they open up your whole chest, and but that also, plays in with mental health too, because I belong to a lot of support groups, and one of the main things that a lot of people experience is mental health issues, because there's a lot of things you can't do anymore. And I'm sad to say this, but one of the first things to tell you is that you can't have sex. You're like, can't have sex, because people don't realize when you intimate, so much blood is flowing through the heart, And I've known 2-3 guys already in my support group who didn't listen and had major heart attack issues and died doing sex. So it also deals with you mentally, But it just so happens that I'm hard-headed, so I still go fishing. I still ride my horses. I work out every day in the gym, 2 hours a day, ride the bike for an hour. I give it a all. And I made someone asked me the other day, a doctor in the gym, he said, man, I told my colleagues, I see this big old black guy in the gym working out. And man, he's working out like an animal with a heart machine. And I told the doctor this. I said, people see me smiling all the time because I refuse to cry. You know, I'm not going to let heart disease or even mental illness beat me. You know, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down with a fight. And just like, you know, we was talking about, you know, with Gangsta Boo, you know, so many people self-medicating themselves, you know, they're self-medicating themselves and, you know, developing this mental health issues. And I'm not tired, but sometimes I feel like I'm wasting my time, you know, because on my social media pages, as you know, I'm always talking about mental health issues. I'm always talking about, you know, heart issues, sleep apnea, and stuff like that. And, you know, man, sometimes I wonder, you know, if I'm wasting my time sometimes, you know?
Yeah, I think, you know, like they say, if it reaches sometimes just one person, you know, you never know the magnitude of how it might change their life and stuff like that. And it's so crazy, especially in today's times with modern media, as you said. You know, you can be advocating a positive message and putting information and stuff out there, but there's so much distractionary
Right.
things for people and stuff like that. And I do advocate the same thing as you said. It's not easy to be on top of your health, and you know, to the young athlete and stuff, obviously, who lost his life in that kind of tragic circumstance.
Well, he survived. He's still living.
Okay, he's
He's
still
in
alive.
Yeah, he's in critical condition.
Okay.
They had to bring a
Well,
so they did.
let me not put that out there. Then that he passed. You guys forgive me. I'm out here in London, so the news hasn't completely hit this side of the world yet.
Yeah, they had to do CPR on him on the field. Yeah,
Wow.
they had to, you know. So he still survived. He's in critical, you know, he's in serious condition, you know. And I just want everybody just pray for the young man.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely thoughts and prayers up and stuff like that, man. And you know, I know, especially it's you know, it's a new year. Everybody's looking at, I guess, new beginnings and new opportunities and stuff. And the hip hop community has been hit with quite a big and tragic loss with Gangsta Boo of 3-6 Mafia. I'm going to share some short excerpts from a clip, and then I'm going to kind of get into some of the circumstances. So let's see if I can pull this clip right.
But I'm not pointing a finger at nobody. Can't think of anything else that would have caused the group to break up. Instead, which was why people wasn't showing up at the studio. Business was crazy. Everything's folding. It was the drugs.
Oh, okay.
So he said the drugs were the reason why 3-6 broke
okay.
up.
Well, you know, that's his quote. It's not mine. So
That's his quote.
TheEnd.com.
Okay, so you can't comment on that.
Well, that's his quote. Yeah, I've never done meth or heroin. I mean, that's his quote, and I respect you.
Okay. Cocaine you've dabbled in here and there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why not?
I've never...
But I feel like that's more of a Houston, you know, if you're saying 3-6 Mafia, like, turn people out to do drugs, as far as when you said drug lean, I'm like, that's Debbie Downer. I would say, if anything, it would be cocaine.
You guys talked about cocaine a lot.
The end.
Yeah. And I felt like no other...
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that short clip, and definitely want to say rest in peace to Gangsta Boo. But that was a clip from a DJ Vlad interview, but we can see there was quite candid speech about, you know, drug use and stuff. And, you know, Vlad, he was saying in the interview that 3-6 Mafia were not quite responsible, but some of the guys who were quite early to be, you know, advocating, you know, recreational use of certain types of hard drugs in their music. Now we're seeing a report to start the year that Gangsta Boo has died from a possible drug overdose. Now, this hasn't been 100% confirmed, but it's been a huge shock to the hip-hop community. They say that she went to a party on the Saturday night, and one of her siblings was rushed to a hospital after a reported overdose. He was able to recover, but narcotics were allegedly found on her when she was discovered dead on Sunday afternoon, and they say it was possibly a fentanyl-laced substance to believe to be at play. So, I mean, a huge shock for the hip-hop community. I mean, you know, getting your thoughts on this. I mean, how has this affected you?
Well, see, I know Gangsta Boo personally because she used to date one of the No Limit Soldiers, which I'm not going to say who, because I'm not gonna say, but she was dating one of the No Limit Soldiers, and they had a very serious relationship. And so I know her personally, and it's so sad, is that we live in this society, where people think that they have to use drugs, that they need drugs. Drugs will make them feel better. I I tell people all the time, I'm I get high on love. I don't get high on drugs. I just turned 59 years old, and from a brother from the hood, who I started losing friends when I was 10 years old. Bunch of them dead, overdose, a lot of them in prison. You know, and I just wish, and I want to say, my brother, thank you for what you do, because like I said, we can reach one or two people. It's very important. Everybody think because you're in the hip hop community, in the hip hop world, that you got it going on. That's not true. It's not. Just like the situation with Master P and his son. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on with people. They just don't know, and they just don't want to hear the truth. Um, I look at a lot of hip hop fans are like Donald Trump fans to me. They just don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear about their idol, and anything negative about their idol. And because like I posted some stuff about it, and I tell people all the time, I have no beef with Master P. I have no regrets against Master P. He talks negative about us. We don't talk negative about him. And about cutting his. And my brother, you know me. I don't need no money. I'm pretty set off, in my life, and with my farm and my horses and my business ventures, And I feel sorry for little Romeo, because, when this first came out, I've been knowing Romeo since he was born. And I remember I used to look up at his daddy, and he used to always say he's going to be a rapper and a basketball player just like his daddy, you know? And that situation, people don't realize, has some mental health issues involved. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm not on Romeo's side. I'm not on P's side. I just wish they'd work their problems out, not on social media, but as a family. And, because, P daughter, she dealt with some mental health issues, and substance abuse. But, and I get tired of people, rich kids are spoiled, rich kids this. Poor kids are doing the same thing too. People in the hood are doing the same thing. Stop trying to label everything, every time something happens. And it's just that the funny part is that as black men, black kings and queens, even white people, we have to understand there's better ways, than drugs. It's much better.
I mean, you made some points, I guess. We have seen, as per recent reports, that P and Romeo have since, publicly kind of put something out on social media and reconciled and stuff. So hopefully that's extended into,
Right.
social media, and they continue to just, redevelop that bond. But in regards to, Gangsta Boo and stuff as well, I think, it coincides, because you made some points just in terms of how people idolize and see celebrities and stuff as well. That was kind of one thing that struck a chord with that clip, where, and even with the music, where we enjoy the music, 666 Mafia and stuff like that, and a lot of the stuff where they spoke about, the drug use and stuff like that. Do you think that was damaging or impactful to, like, the younger generation, in terms of like promoting a certain mindset that isn't necessarily healthy or positive? And then I was gonna say as well, we do know on the flip side, there's been a lot of other artists that it's been documented even like, 50 Cent, Master P, amongst others that, they probably don't partake in like drugs and weed and stuff, but, they probably rapped about it in their music. So how do you think these things like impact the next generation of the community and stuff, and what type of messages are artists sending,
I think, I remember 30-something years ago when I first heard Make Crack Like This by TRU, Master P and his brothers. And I never forget how many people have told me, man, I learned how to make crack from No Limit. No Limit Records taught me how to make crack step by step, and wow. And man, I'm not lying to you, man. You'd be amazed how many people tell me, especially drug dealers, man, No Limit taught me how to make crack. I follow step by step how to make crack from No Limit, and it's. I got asked a question the other day, and I'm gonna tell you what the question was. And I was asked, who do I think was the most dangerous people, at No Limit? And people don't know the whole story about Kane and Abel and who their uncle was. Their mother's brother was named Pena, and he was one of the biggest drug dealers in the United States, from New York to Miami. He ran with a very dangerous Puerto Rican crew. And a lot of people don't know that Kane and Abel are Puerto Ricans. They're from New York. And man, his Kane and Abel family was very, very dangerous. His uncle was the type of person that you hear on Monday and you go on Wednesday. That's how dangerous it was.
Yeah, I've heard of Richard Pena. Was that? I didn't know that was their relative like that though.
Yeah, that's their uncle.
Wow, yeah, that's a close relation.
Yeah, and it's we just, man, I'm sitting here, man, and as we talk, I'm praying, because sometimes I feel like crying because, I talk so much about mental health. I experienced my first mental health issue when I was 6 years old, and I told my mom I had a monster in my head. Sometimes I can't believe I'm walking the streets because, man, the way my mind thinks, I thought I'd be in jail and prison because, I want, sometimes, when I got in fights and stuff, I never fought nobody just to fight. I wanted to hurt them, I really want to hurt people. And, still to this day, I've learned how to control myself, control my issues, there's a lot of people on social media that say a lot of negative things about me, Pokey, B90, it seems like, a lot of people have turned against a bunch of the former No Limit soldiers, and it messes with you mentally because, we ain't do nothing wrong, I mean, we just, we brothers for life, and I feel sorry for people. I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm gonna get backlash for this, okay? But my ex-boss is a narcissist, okay? He's a narcissist, and people don't realize that's a mental issue. Not only him, but Donald Trump, Kanye West. It's a behavior issue. It's an issue where these, they think they dominant. They want to be dominant. They put people down. They turn their fans and their friends against others. And that's a behavior issue, man. Um, I get tired of people, saying having the same question. Oh man, you mad because you know he cut you off financially. I left No Limit. you know, I never I never went back asking for money or anything like that. You know, I'm pretty. People don't realize I was playing pro football before I joined No Limit. You know, my wife works for the Supreme Court, United States of America. I'm financially okay. You know, all my kids are in college, and sometimes I just feel like it's like with Kanye West. I'm kind of mad at the brother because he can do so much for the mental health community, spreading positive, how to get help, how to get resources, and he's going by it the wrong way. He's gone by, oh, poor me, everybody's against me, and a lot of, I'm sorry, but a lot of people know I was in the music industry for quite some time. And there's a lot of celebrities I wouldn't let be around my female dog that I know personally, And it's just so sad that everybody thinks that just because they're a celebrity, they're perfect. That's not true, It's not true.
Well,
they have problems. Rich people have problems, same like poor people,
Nah, I mean that it's a good point, and I think it's a good segue because when we think of, as you said, a lot of people looking at, I guess, celebrities in a idyllic form. Is Do you feel like in some aspect there's been like I know some people talk about like karma and stuff and just the type of, I guess, energy and stuff you put out there. Like, slightly off topic, but oftentimes when people talk about Tupac, they say that he put a certain type of energy out there, and I love pop, but they say, it kind of came back around in some of the violent stuff that happened. Now we're seeing a lot of artists from, the 90s and early millennium, experiencing different types of issues and problems and stuff, some with their own, legal issues and stuff. We've seen like, artists that were big, like, Mystikal. We've seen, obviously the passing of like Gangsta Boo, Pimp C, different people over the years and stuff. Do you think there was like a sort of like a negative energy harnessed from like a lot of the music and stuff that was put out? And because some people say that sometimes, they say that they feel like, that a lot of people around dealing with like, karma and stuff and the type of stuff they put out there. I mean, what do you think for somebody that's been in the industry?
I believe in the power of the tongue. The tongue is a very, very dangerous thing. What you put out in the universe can come back to haunt you. I'm someone who believes in meditation. I meditate 3 times a day. I believe in putting out positive energy. And you put out positive energy, you get positive energy back. So a lot of these people out here, like you said, Tupac, he wanted that lifestyle, he wanted that reputation. And sometimes you gotta be careful what you ask for. I like I said, I meditate every day. I try to bring positive energy to the world, and hopefully, I get that positive energy back. And you're right, there's a lot of people out there that put out that negative energy, and it comes back to haunt them.
Do you have any memories that stick out of like Gangsta Boo or your time or any experiences around that?
Yeah, I remember we was in Atlanta, and we was in Atlanta, and I don't want to say the person's name, and we was at the radio station with 3-6 Mafia, right? So it was like 3 o'clock in the morning because I used to work out early in the morning, because we was on the road so much. So I was going to the gym at the hotel, and Gangsta Boo was coming out the room. I said, "Girl, you still here? Mind your business. You don't tell me what to do. I'm a gangster." I said, "I feel you, gangster." And she gave me a high five, and I laughed, and hey, she been got her Gangsta Boo on, I've seen her backstage a couple of times at concerts, she's a very beautiful girl, very, I mean, fine as hell, she was Memphis,
that chick,
Mrs. Woman.
Yeah, she put that chapter pop.
But
that chapter on the map.
Yeah, it's just like with if you listen to a bunch of Mystikal songs, he talks about smoking weed a lot, and sex and stuff like that, and me personally, this is my personal opinion. I think Mystikal downfall started happening when his sister got murdered. A lot of people say he's never been the same, ever since his sister got murdered. And I used to, I don't understand how a person can basically throw their career away, any legacy. I know people that went to the No Limit reunion tour, and they was telling me how good Mystikal was. That Mystikal basically just stole the show, and he's an entertainer, and now this brother gonna sit in prison, probably for the rest of his life, because this is his third time. And you got to look into the mental health issue with that. And I never forget the first time. I never forget the first time I seen Mac. When he came home from prison, and we was at a funeral for Swoll Bob, and I was talking to him, and I never forget that look in his eyes. He's a different person. And his eyes was telling me so much. And we have some issues, with former No Limit soldiers being incarcerated, and quite a few. And I just want people to realize, and we're gonna get some backlash from this interview, I promise you, because people are gonna say, "Oh, they haters and blah 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 blah." I've seen a friend of mine's die in my arms for overdose. I seen a brother think he was smoking just weed, and it was lace. I've witnesses. I've seen it. I've been in Hollywood where these young girls come, they want to be stars, they hang out with celebrities, and they spice their drinks and they lace their weed and turn these girls out. It happens all the time, every day. I've seen beautiful girls, want to be down with the clique, they got turned out because of drugs. I tell people all the time, if I don't buy the weed, if I don't roll the weed, I ain't smoking the weed. Point blank. And right now they got this stuff here called Mojo, and guys are smoking this Mojo right now, just going ballistic. And we just got so many people just trying to self-medicate themselves. And I asked somebody who's addicted to drugs, what does drugs do to them? It said it makes them relax. It makes them forget all their problems. It makes them forget the world exists. And the sad part is, you can't run away from that. You can't. You got to pay bills. I got to pay bills. You got to deal with stress situations with your lady. I got to deal with stress situations with my old lady. You got to deal with stress situations with the world. this part of life, you know. It's been going on for hundreds and thousands of years.
Yep.
You know? So, you know, man, but like I said, man, look, I'm not afraid to say what I'm about to say, man. Look, man, I love you, man, like you're my little brother. You know, I look up to you because, man, you're doing things that I wish I can do, you know, that you know, and, man, I'm proud of you, man. Keep up the good work, you know. I mean, every time, you know, we do videos, we get, you know, good feedback, but there's always that one butthole, you know, gonna say, something negative, man. But I'm proud of you, man. And, you know, I know if I ever come to the UK, I got a place I can stay. I got a place I can eat, you know. You know what I'm saying? I got a place, and man, it's the same thing when you come into the United States. You ever come to New Orleans, man? And I think as Black people, man, especially in the hip hop world, you know, we got to show each other more, you know, love each other more, you know, and just respect each other. And, you know, if, you know, and just the life that they want to live, you know, man, I can't, like I said, I'm 59 years old. You know, I just turned 59, you know, 2 weeks ago. And man, and I'm proud to say I'm still alive, especially from the hood, you know, especially being in the music industry. Yeah. Come on, man. You know, look at this grave, man. Come look at it.
Yeah, that's like you could wear it like a trophy, like a badge of honor.
Like a trophy, you know. And man, and every day, you know, I talk to my brothers, you know, and you know, and you know, I hope this message get back to Master P, and I really does. I hope it does. And my message to him is, man, stop turning. Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. You got a bit of a delay.
But you know, I just want to, you know, I want to say, man, look, and for those who, you know, man, look, I pray for all my tank dogs every night. You know, I got a prayer list. You know, I pray for C Murder. You know, I pray for Fiend, pray for Mac, I pray for Mia, you know, I pray for Master P. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, look, I think, you know, look, I think this is a great way to end it because I got to go to the doctor, man. And like I said, man, you know, keep my brother, keep spreading that love, man. You know, keep educating the young brothers and sisters about mental health, you know, because everybody think it's a United States thing. Man, you in the UK, it's a UK thing too. You know, I have brothers and friends of mine from Iraq. I got friends of mine that live in Australia. You know, I got a few friends in Russia. They're also dealing with mental health issues. You know, it's not a United States problem. It's a world problem. It's not a black or white problem. It's a world problem. You know, drugs is everywhere, and you know, I just wish that people, you know, would just understand mental health. And like I said, a young brother last night from the Buffalo Bills, you know, his life will never be the same again, you know, and, you know, because he's part of a family now that I wish nobody want to be a family of, and that's people who suffer heart attacks on the LVAD machine. You know, we are a strong community. You know, we're a positive community, but we don't want people to join our community. You know, we don't want new members. You know, we don't want new people to join, our community. And man, it's just, you know.
Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on aboutthaonline.com. Check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.